With your host, Dewan B. Intelligent-ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? We are here. Hotep-ish. Ain't no full hotep, but I get on the hotep shit every now and again. Like I said before, I call it hotep-ish because I still drink wine and I eat swine. And I ain't gonna let these lipstick alley motherfucking people try to take the name hotep and make it a bad thing. They try to make it, oh, you're about that black stuff. You're a hotep. All right. And you're a snowtep. God damn it. So you know how I like to play on words and shit. That's people always ask me, where did I get that name from? That's where it comes from. A response to those that tried to make the word a bad thing. Yet at the same time, I ain't want to go all the way with it. You're not gonna hear me talking like my brother. Y'all know I got a thing of that. I have a particular thing that I always say. Be cautious of the motherfuckers you see out there in this dressing like goddamn weirdos saying my brother, brother, brother. And then every time they talk about women, my queens and sister, my queens, my kings, brother, kings. Those right there are the trigger words. Anytime you hear someone saying, brother, 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 my wife is a queen, brother. We was kings, brother. I don't trust them niggas. You don't talk to me straight. You're gonna have to talk to me in 2022 English, goddammit. Brother, hey brother, no brother. Nah. What you trying to hide? Who you fooling? Niggas walking around. Nigga, the Moors stopped. The Moors were defeated goddamn 500 years ago. Niggas don't dress like that now. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Just put on a t-shirt and jeans and chill. Why are you wearing a gown, nigga? I don't trust no nigga wearing a gown. Like, no. I don't trust no dude in a gown. Why are you wearing a gown, dog? Like, what's up? Yeah, that's some jive talking. Man. No, brother, what you don't understand is the sisters need to understand that the brothers out here and the sisters and the brothers and the brothers and the sisters. Here we go. Here come the bullshit. Just wait for it. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, that's why I got the ish on there. Hey, this thing ain't working right. Come on now. So, yeah, we here. I'm going to talk a little bit about, here we talking about choosing the right one, choosing the right partner, the right spouse, the right relationship. How do you know who's right for you? And if you have not found that one that's right for you, how can you tell who's right for someone else? I'm doing this broadcast for a reason. And here's the reason why I'm doing this, folks. I've been seeing so many people talk about who is the right person for real for Will Smith, who's the right person for Jada. They say do the same with, I got these people in the pictures up here, well, most of them up here for a reason. Because at the end of the day, don't nobody know who's right for the next person. But it's been a lot of people saying, I've been seeing a lot of stuff. Like, let's just tell the truth. This past week, black men been showing their ass in the wrong way, kind of way. This week is the week black men and white liberals started sounding just alike regarding the whole Will and Jada thing. And if you don't want to hear me talk about this from my point of view, don't sit in the chat room and complain. Get your ass out of here, nigga. Or niggette. Because if you're the kind of person that's going to sit here and complain about what I'm talking about, what I'm going to say later on in this video is probably going to really piss you off. It's probably really going to piss you off. So I'm giving you a warning right now. I'm not going to talk about Will and Jada specifically. Overall, I'm talking about choosing the right one. But I will use Will and Jada as an example to make the larger point that I'm making. And if you're going to be a grown man or a woman and coming here complaining, why do we have to hear about this again? Leave. It's that simple. It really is. Because this past week, I've just been noticing a lot of weirdo behavior. That's right, Larry said, I read the chat of all the trolls. God damn it, that's right. Because what we've been seeing right here, this past week, we've been seeing a whole lot of bitch-ass black male behavior. And talking. And it puts me in the position of speaking on two people I really don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about Will Smith. I don't give a fuck about Jada Pinkett. I don't give a fuck about anybody you see in this picture right here on screen. I really don't. They can all take 2 turns to kiss my ass, 1 for each cheek. But with all of the events that have been transpiring over the last week, there's a lesson to be learned. And I'm intelligent enough to learn lessons from people I really don't give a shit about. So that's how we gonna start off. So let's start off by that house cleaning right now. If you think you've heard enough about this story, all right, cool. They're like YouTube has like 39 million channels. This is just one. I want to start off by saying what's up to the chat room. I can't get to everybody because y'all been going for a while. I don't know everybody. I'm not going to scroll and say what's up to every single body. But if you said what's up to me, I'm saying what's up to you. And if you didn't say what's up to me, I'm still saying what's up with you. And welcome, 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 welcome. Because today we talking about choosing the right one. Choosing the right spouse. How do you know who's right for you? And how do you go about finding that person? I'm going to start off by saying, laying the foundation, like me, I am married. And me and my wife are very close. Anyone who's ever been around us know that. One of the biggest compliments I ever had in my life was when my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, came over to the house about just like right before we got married, right after we moved in with each other, right just before we got married. And her mom, my wife's mom said, wow, there's just so much love in this home. That right there was one of the biggest compliments I ever got. For the mother-in-law to come into your home and feel the love, that the loving energy that's there, that means a lot. That means somebody or two people are doing something right. So I'm coming from that point of view. I'm coming from the point of view of a married man who has married parents, who had married grandparents. That's the point of view I'm coming from. I've been noticing a lot of the dudes that's been talking about this, because a lot of the black men this past week seem very triggered by this situation. But in my observation, the most triggered men are the single niggas. And let me start off by saying, I'm not saying it's anything wrong with being single. Hell, if I didn't have my particular wife, the one I'm particularly with, I'd probably still be single. I liked being single. Being single was fun. Cause I have a lot of, I'm a Gemini. I got a bunch of personalities. I'm a for real Gemini. When they say Gemini, multiple personalities, you don't know which one you're going to get. Look at DeJuan Brown. That's me. So because of my Gemini nature, I've always been one to dibble dabble around town. Back in my single days, you had one chick for this or two that you go to concerts with, another two you may take to the club and go out with, another two that you just, whoop went boom bum boom bump with and no one else see, another two that boom boom. I loved being single. That shit was fun. That shit was fun. I love being single, especially here in LA. Me being a nigga that could get into any nightclub I wanted to, past the line, because they knew who the hell I am, man, shit. The single life was fun. I'm not talking about y'all. It's dudes out there who are single and want to be single, and that's fine. I'm talking about the chronically single guy. And what do I mean by chronically single? The single person that always got something to say about people's relationships, but they ain't got their own relationship to show for it. That's what I'm talking about. It's a whole lot of that shit going on. Hey, Larry, fuck you. Salute to the clown to him. Hey, Larry, you don't want me to get talking jive. I'm going to get to talking jive and smack your ass around like a beehive. It's all live. Don't give me talking jive, Larry, all right? I get it. I get into talking some jive and really piss you off. But dang, Breeze Omega, your wife was only 38? Man, rest in peace to your wife, brother, man. Again, my heart goes out to you. Salute to you. Make sure you surround yourself in a community of people who love you and remind you who you are and the love that you have in life. All right? Salute to you, brother. But why am I saying all this about my Landis Foundation? Because as a married man who has the wife of my dreams, y'all don't understand how much I love coming home. And it's such a complete departure of how I was when I was single. When I was single, I would stay out all goddamn night. I like being out, being in the mix. So me being a homebody with my wife, this is such a departure from me who I was when I was single. Because when you got the right one, all that matters is the relationship between you two. But with all that being said, with me having the right one, I can't tell the next person who's the right one for them. How the fuck am I equipped to tell another man or a woman who they should or shouldn't be with? In my private practice of being a relationship coach, again, hundreds of relationships served. Out of 100 clients, all 100 of them relationships was different. No two were alike. So, from the perspective of someone who got the right one, there's no way for me to measure who's right for you. I can't begin to tell Will that Jada's the wrong one for him. In a similar situation, Steph Curry and his wife. Steph Curry's wife be kind of putting him out there the same way Jada put Will out there in a lot of ways. I can observe and be like, ugh, I'm not sure they should have said that. Like, my biggest criticism of Will and Jada's thing is talking about their relationship in public at all. You don't really want to give the world too many details into your relationship. Surface level stuff, yeah. But after that, not a smart idea to tell the world to open your relationship with your spouse with the world. People all the time be like, well, you and your wife should do a show together. Man, hell nah. Nigga, our relationship is ours. I'm not saying she may not do some, in the future, she may not come on some webinars when I do some of my relationship webinars. I'm not saying she may not come on for those, but I ain't letting you niggas all into my house. I don't let my own mama into my relationship. What the fuck? I ain't gonna share it to you motherfuckers. And I love y'all. But no. A relationship is between two people. A relationship is between two people. And I felt the need to do this broadcast because a lot of your relationship experts out there, quote unquote, have been giving y'all a bunch of bullshit this week. Why do I call it bullshit? I call it bullshit because they cannot show you where their advice works for them. If people can't show you how their advice works for them, is it good advice? I say this all the time. I got 25 plus years working with children. From tutoring to coaching to mentoring, all of it. But you don't hear me coming on YouTube talking about how to raise your children right. You know why? I don't have any fucking kids. Y'all can go on y'all can Google me right now. Breakthrough Advocacy Services. Look me up on Google. You have a whole bunch of 5-star reviews from parents telling me how dope I was working with their kids. I actually have a track record that you can find on Yelp with how dope I am working with children. But I cannot talk as an authority on children because I don't have any. I've given a lot of good advice, but I don't know what it's like to wake up at 2 a.m. to take a crying kid to the doctor and miss work that day. And then because I missed work that day, have to choose between buying the kid shoes and paying rent on time because I ain't got the money to. I've never had to make that decision. So I cannot, in all honesty, with my integrity, tell people with children why they should listen to me, knowing I have not had those experiences. Now, if you come to me, I can give you advice and tell you what I've seen that works and what doesn't work, I can do that. I can do that. But I can't tell you what it's like to be a father. I ain't one. I ain't one. No different with a marriage. See, choosing the right one means this. When you get married, the people think about the wedding and the contract. Oh, it's just a piece of paper, and I ain't married, and I have a ring, and or I have a husband, I have a wife, and they tell you all these technical things regarding marriage. But marriage ain't a technical thing. It's a lifestyle. Marriage is a lifestyle. You have to get someone compatible with your life and your lifestyle. You have to live with that person. You got to eat, drink, and sometimes walk in the bathroom too soon to smell that other person's shit by accident. Ooh, goddamn, let me close this door. Whoa! Shit, I done got my wife a couple times. Well, I was in that bathroom laying it down. Doop, 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 doop. And I forget to turn the fan on and light an incense, and she walk in maybe about 20 seconds later not knowing I was in there, and then walk out like, God damn, nigga. That's what a marriage is right there. And you got people telling you marriage or the right one is how much money they spend on you, how they look. I remember what my dad said. My dad said, look, man, when he raised me, he said, look, man, when you decide to get one, of course you're going to get someone who, you know, you're attracted to, but you can't make the marriage 100% about attraction. Because what happens if she gets in a car accident? Are you going to divorce her because her face ain't looking like it was the day you got married? Or are you going to stick it out? My dad said a man is somebody who sticks with his woman thick and thin. So you got to make your marriage about more than surface level shit. You got to go deeper. You got to find someone who has a similar program to you and who's down with your program, and be honest about your program. There's a woman out there for any program, fellas, you want to run. There are thousands of women out there that are down with that program, and vice versa to you ladies. Everybody got their own thing. So someone else can't speak for what you got going on in your marriage. And that takes me to Will and Jada. For those of us who live in LA, I'm born and raised in LA, y'all know this. For at least 20 years, it's kind of been an open secret that Will and Jada got an open thing going on. I got people in the chat room saying it's a fake marriage. How you know, nigga? You know them? How you know? How you know? Here's the whole thing. We don't know. None of us, not me, not you, not TMZ, not NBC News, nobody knows the depths of their marriage outside of those two people. Everybody chooses for themselves how their relationship is going to work out. Now, the marriage may be fake based on your limited point of view, But I tell you who the marriage is real to. The two people in it. I'll tell you who the marriage is real to. The children that's being raised in that household. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's been a very open secret that Will and Jada have an open relationship. And open relationships are not uncommon. Just because a relationship is open doesn't mean it's fake. Matter of fact, some of the most player relationships that I've ever counseled and been around have been open marriages. Some of the strongest relationships that I've counseled have been open marriages. You know why those relationships were strong? Those relationships were strong because both people were honest about what it is. That's why those relationships were strong. See, the problem is a lot of you niggas are fake. And y'all like fake shit. So when y'all see two people being real with themselves, it bothers you. Especially a lot of you dudes that go around talking about, I'm a player this, and a woman gotta bend to my will that, but you ain't got a woman to show for it. It tickles your little grape-sized nuts that somebody has what you wish you could have. There are people out here who are down with one another, but they know 100,000% know that you ain't gonna be the only one I'm fucking. That's real. To look at somebody and say, I want to be with you. We down. You my best friend. I love you. But I'm fucking these hoes. A lot of you single bitter niggas wish you could have that. But you don't. So you shit on those who do. That's not a real match. Oh man, Jada making Will look like a fool. She may be. I'm not saying she is or she isn't. What I am saying is they both signed up for it and they still together. They ain't single, you are. They not lonely, you are. A lot of you niggas sound like broads that read lips. Black male, listen to the truth. Black male Twitter this past week has looked like Lipstick Alley. Will is a simp. Jada's not worth defending. I don't know how many niggas I heard this week saying Jada's not worth defending. She may not be worth defending in your eyes. Y'all know I've done plenty of shows on Jada. Hell, one of my first videos that got over, back when my channel was still sort of new, one of my first videos that got over 1,000 likes, back when my views, back when my videos was doing like 200 views. My first video, one of my first videos that got like over 1,000 views was going in on Jada Smith. So I ain't one. I know she out there doing some crazy shit. I'm not one to take her side. But Will took her side. So if Will took her side, what the fuck do I gotta say about that? How you gonna tell him the person he committed to ain't worth defending? When we all know, maybe not you niggas from the East Coast or the South or the Midwest, whatever, but if you from LA, you've been knowing forever that these two are in an open relationship. If Will is okay with that, what's your problem? Little dick nigga. You're right. Someone in the chat room said, that's his funky bitch. You're right. Yeah, Jada's done some funky shit. But that's his. None of us are in position to tell him what's worth fighting over. Hell, it's my opinion. Don't quote me. I don't know this for sure. I don't know this for sure. This just me talking shit. But it truthfully is my opinion. I come from the opinion Will Smith has sucked as many dicks outside that marriage as Jada Pinkett has. How about that? I think both of them in the relationship has sucked plenty of dick outside the relationship. And I'm sure they both know about it. And they've been shit dicking in their relationship for 20 years. I'm sure Jada has seen other men peg Will. I'm sure of it. I don't know for sure because I don't know. I haven't been there. But these motherfuckers seem like they into some twisted shit. That's no secret. Will and Jada look like they in some twisted shit. Same with Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. I'm sure them motherfuckers have had a foursome with each other. Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade, Will Smith, and Jada. I'm sure of it. I don't know for sure. This is my conjecture. I'm not saying it happened. It's just my feeling. Hollywood is a freaky ass environment. But when it comes to a marriage, who decides the limits of that marriage? The two people in it. That's who decides. Not me. Not you. None of us. Hollywood is a very freaky, weird-ass place. And not just Hollywood. Yes, Lori Brown, I do know those. I've been in those parties in Hollywood. Yes. I've been to plenty of those mansion parties in Hollywood. And at those mansion parties, you leave at 9 o'clock. 10, if you're going to leave at 10, you're risking it. But by 11 o'clock, it's all over. Them motherfuckers are swinging all over the goddamn place. So Will and Jada have been sort of in this open thing for a long time. But you got Black. Oh yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you're feeling what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, that's their choice. That's what they signed up for. And it just ain't the Hollywood couples. It's regular ass couples, not just in LA, around the country that do shit like this. See, my perspective is different. Those of you who listen to me regularly, y'all have all heard of Uncle Doug. Y'all, my loyal listeners know who Uncle Doug is. Rest in peace, Uncle Doug. Uncle Doug had a wife and 2 girlfriends. Lived right down 2 doors down from my grandparents' house. 58th and Broadway. If you know LA, Slauson and Broadway. In between Broadway and Main Street, the hood. Uncle Doug, I remember I would go down to his house, and Uncle Doug would have a joint in one hand, a cigarette in the other hand, and in the hand he held the cigarette, he always had his glass of Hennessy. And they'd be playing dominoes. And I would see a steady rotation, his wife and his 2 girlfriends, all in the house at the same time. Sometime one of his girlfriends would sit down at the domino table with us. Well, my dad, not with us, I was a kid. but with my dad and my uncles and the people on the block. Uncle Doug was a janitor. His girlfriend he bought his girlfriend a condo near the school he was a janitor at. And he would sleep at her house during the week when he had to go to work. On the weekend, he would come back to his house. And on Sunday and Monday night, he would go sleep at his other girlfriend's house. And they would sit there and talk peacefully amongst each other about who was going to make him dinner. Who's going to cook the greens, who's going to fry the chicken. And I saw this cooperative relationship last until the day each one of them died. His wife, Lily, is actually still alive. But his two girlfriends died. One of them died like in the early 90s. The other one died in the early 2000s. And then Uncle Doug passed away about 2 years ago. But I got to see that even though I was raised in a stable household with two parents, my mom, my dad never dipped out on each other. My parents have a dope-ass marriage. Hell, matter of fact, I tried to call my parents yesterday to go kick it with them, and they out at the casino. I'm like, damn it. I used to see y'all all the time when y'all work. Now that y'all retired, y'all be all across this goddamn country. Shit. I got to make appointments to see my parents now. But I got to see two different things. I got to see it work, whether you decide to be one-on-one with somebody. And I also got to see it work on the player side of the game. People who were in open relationships had multiple things going on at once. Either way it went. Hey, Larry, my parents asked about you the other day. They said, what's up? My dad asked about you and my mom. They asked about you, Larry. I don't know why I'm telling you. I told my parents you ain't shit, but they still ask about you. But I got to see whether it be you commit one-on-one with somebody, it could work. I got to see whether you keep it open and dip around, it can work. My grandfather, who's still alive, by the way, 98 years old. I went to go see Poppy earlier this week. Appreciate the Cash App, Daryl James. My grandfather, 98 years old. I remember when I first brought my then girlfriend, now wife, by the house. My grandfather used to always be like, now I'm telling you, Dewan, you better get yourself one or two on the side. My grandfather wasn't the most secretive when it came to dibbling dabbling. But he and my grandmother's relationship still worked. So I got to see at a very young age, no matter what you choose, it can work. Just make sure whatever you choose, make sure it's what you want. Make sure it's your heart's desire. Other people can't give you that. Society cannot tell you what a proper marriage is. With this old corrupt, dumbass society we live in, why would you want to follow society standards anyway? You better choose for yourself what's right for you. Maybe Will got with Jada because Jada was cool with Will smashing every woman and man he could find. Maybe that's why their relationship works. Have you thought of that, nigga? Thank you, Kirk Owen. Marriage is what you make it. Nigga Larry said, my grandfather had hoes. Huh? Marriage is what you make it. You cannot decide to get with someone and get with them. Well, you can, but you on a fool's mission if you do. to make your marriage about what other people say is right. I think that's why the divorce rate is so high. The divorce rate is so high because people get married on idealistic terms. Meaning, what do I mean by idealistic terms? Meaning, a lot of people's marriage is based on what society says is the right thing. The Bible, quote unquote, whatever that is, whatever that means. The Torah or the Quran. Mom, we gotta follow the rules of Allah. Allah said you must wear a headscarf and pray to Mecca 5 times a day or this shit ain't gonna work, woman. I saw that shit all the time when I was in church. People get married and then they come to the men's retreat or the women's retreat at church. You know, our church be having like a little men's breakfast or whatever. And at the men's breakfast at church, or the men, that's you hear people in the church talk about their relationships. And then also like when I was a kid in youth service, y'all remember how youth service was? You know, you talk to your friends, they be like, man, ever since that pastor such and such came to the church, my dad been making us sit at the table and do it this way and do it that. Doing shit the church told them to do instead of finding out what the fuck it is you like. And then you look up a year or two later, they divorced. Like they always tell you, man, a real family, I remember hearing people say this all the time. And I remember my mom laughing at this shit. So I remember some dude came to our church one time, it was like back in the mid-90s. And he was like, no, if you gonna make the relationship work, you know, if you want to be in a good marriage, you got to sit at the table and eat at the table. And at the table, that's where the family talks about their problems of the day. And you commune with your family, your fathers, you talk to your children about school and your mothers, you debrief your husband about work that day, because a real family prays together and eats together. I remember going home and my mom loved church, but she was like, nigga, I don't know about that. Because in our household, nigga, when the food is ready, nigga, come get your food and everybody go back their own way. My dad get his food, sit in the living room and watch the Lakers. My mom get her food, go back in the bedroom and watch. Remember that show Falcon Crest back in the day, or Dallas? them old dramas from back in the 80s and the 90s. My mama get her food and go and watch Dallas. Me and my brother get our food, go in the room and play our Sega Genesis. My sister get hers and go in the room and get on the phone with her friends. But the person at church said, the family, if you want a long-term relationship, you gotta sit down at the dinner table and eat. Well, that shit didn't work in my family. We never sat down and ate. Outside of Thanksgiving. Hell, even Thanksgiving, I get my plate to go watch football. I ain't talking to y'all. But my family is as tight-knit as a family can be. You still got your Sega? Damn, I wish I still had my Sega. But that was what worked for my mom and my dad. Guess what happened to the person that came to the church telling us that we must all sit down and eat at the table and pray and recognize Jesus as the head of the marriage and the family and you gotta commune? Guess what happened? You probably already know. That motherfucker was divorced within a few years. 20 plus 30 years later, my parents still ticking. There is no one size fits all when it comes to relationships. Relationships need to be settled out between the two people in the relationship. You write the rules. Let me tell you how to choose the right one. You must first know what it is you want. What do you want? And then you prioritize what you want. You're not going to get everything. There are going to be certain things that you want that this other person may not be able to provide the way you want it to. But that thing may be further down your list. But they give you everything you want at the top of your list. At that point, you choose. You give and take. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to have it all in every area. See, a lot of people, they come off talking about a person got to be everything in all these areas. No one is that. Nobody's perfect. So since nobody is perfect, no relationship is perfect. You list out the things that you need. And then when it comes time, when you guys are in your relationship and you guys are talking it out, it's certain things you know you can't do without. And if you're the kind of brother that can't do without having sex with multiple women, you tell her. You tell her. She may be able to handle that. She may not. But it's better to let someone go who cannot handle the things that are most important to you than it is to be fake and push forward with it and be like, okay, baby, I'm going to commit to you. It's just going to be me and you. Meanwhile, you just got head from the joy greeter at church last Thursday. Now you going to church with your wife and the joy greeter got your dick on her breath. And your wife feels something, like something ain't right. Happens all the time. And then here you go. Now you got to go through a divorce. Now you got to give up half. All because you were lying from the get-go. You knew you couldn't just be with her, but you was too much of a punk to say it. These is the niggas that's complaining right now. I got from Malawi, Africa. Salute to you, brother. Mad love to you too, man. Mad love to you, all the way from Africa. Salute to you. But divorce, people be like, what did Kevin say? We say, 50% of marriages end up in divorce. Yeah, because they got married on some surface level bullshit that you told them to get married on, nigga. Telling people to get married because a person gotta look a certain way, act as, no. You decide for you what that is. And have integrity. And as a relationship grows, some things change. Be willing to have those conversations. Because it's easy to talk about Hollywood, but I've counseled marriages of everyday people who do this. Niggas is plumbers with 3 girlfriends and they wife know it. This shit happens every day. If you real straightforward with yours, if you have integrity, say what you mean what you say, and follow through and back it up with your actions, that's integrity. I know niggas that make $60,000 a year that got a wife and multiple girlfriends and everybody know it. It's something about women. Women love a man that is who he say he is. A lot of you niggas don't know that because you've been taught to play games with women. That's another rule my father taught me. My father taught me never play games with women. Take notes. Single relationship experts. You don't play games with women. Why am I putting this on a man? Because we're the leader. When a man puts his foot in the ground and states what it is that who he is and what he wants, that's like a magnet to women. The right kind of women. You can get that. You just need to be honest. There are other men, I've seen there other times, there are other men out there who don't have the biggest sexual drive. For them, they don't mind their woman dipping out and doing with someone else as long as she's happy. Would that be okay with me? Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. But just because it ain't right for me, don't mean it ain't right for you. Let me say that one more time. Just because it ain't right for me, don't mean it ain't right for you. You gotta be realistic. See, there's a concept of what marriage should be, and then there's life. I don't speak in concepts. I speak in life. I speak in life. Life is functional. If we're going to talk marriage, we got to talk about what functions, not what conceptually sounds good. I'm not getting into whether or not Will should have slapped Chris Rock. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the Oscars, and I stand on that. I don't like, it's cool that Will Packer produced it, yes. It's cool Will Smith won, finally a black man won for not being a degenerate. All that's cool, whatever, whatever. But fuck the Oscars. That fake ass statue of Ptah. You don't fuck about no damn Oscar. So you're not gonna hear me sit around and say, Will Smith shouldn't have done that. Oh, black people finally got a chance at the Oscars. Oh, God. Black people finally got a statue. And they're finally including us, and Will Smith messed that up for everybody. Shut up, bitch. Fuck the Oscars. See the Oscar? See Ptah? See Osiris? They call it the Oscar, but they don't tell you they got the name Oscar from Oscar Micheaux, the black man who created basically the whole indie film thing. You don't fuck about no Oscars. The Oscars gave Roman Polanski an award this past Sunday. If I had my druthers, it wouldn't be no more goddamn Oscars. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go so far as if Will Smith smacked Chris Tucker and decided to pull his dick out and piss on that stage, I would not have given a fuck, because I don't give a fuck about an Oscar. So fuck the Oscars. Would I have done what Will Smith did? Probably not. But let me give you guys some life game. And this comes from my scholarly side of the game. Something that we learned, that we spent a lot of time on in my major in college. Communication studies. If you want to get true understanding, if you want to see things for what they were, the first thing you do is remove yourself from it. The minute you jump in someone else's drama, someone else's story, and say what you would have done, you've already lost. You've lost it from a couple point of views, and here's how. First off, no one gives a fuck what you would have done. You didn't do what it took to become Will Smith. You didn't do what it took to become Jada Pinkett. You're not even in whatever your chosen field is, you're not the Will Smith of your chosen profession. You didn't put in whatever work it took for him to be who he is. So he's going to make his decisions the way he sees best fit. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? The minute you jump in and say, well, I would have whoopty-wham. Well, nigga, you single. So, matter of fact, nigga, if it was you, you wouldn't be married. So we could just stop that right now. It don't matter what you would have done. Is Jada worth defending? The way she's behaved? Not to me. The way she put their marriage out there on her shows, I wouldn't be cool with that. But Will Smith obviously is. So who is he? Who am I to say what he should and shouldn't tolerate? I can't say that. I appreciate that. Rudolph sent me some Bitcoin. I appreciate the Bitcoin Cash App. You cannot say what's right for someone else based off what you would do. You've already lost the argument the minute you put yourself in business that ain't you, nigga. You've already lost. Because you're only seeing a limited side of the story. And also, the minute you put yourself involved, you're now speaking through your traumas and your pain. The minute you, what's up, Dukes in the chat room? My high school partner right there. Westchester High School. The minute you talk about what you would do, now you're speaking through the filters of your own experience. Now you're speaking through your heartbreak, through your trauma, through your ups and downs. The minute you start putting your own shit and your own traumas in someone else's drama, you're done. You're never going to get an accurate depiction of what's going on. Never. Because now it's about you. Not the events that are unfolding. So you've already lost. doesn't matter what you would have done. Hell, half the niggas talking about what they would have done ain't got the juice to even get with somebody as fine as Jada Smith. I don't really like the way she moved, but I ain't gonna lie. What was her name on the Inkwell? Lord Charles is the Last Dragon. Y'all saw that movie, The Inkwell, and how she did Lorenz Tate. To me, she been fine as hell ever since The Inkwell. You ain't got the juice to get with nobody look like that. Your girlfriend, the last girlfriend you had, look like her first name is Roscoe. Oh yeah, her name was Lauren on the Inkwell. Yeah. Your girlfriend look like her name is Roscoe, and you telling Will what he should do with a chick that is way out your league. Sit your ass down, clown. I think what it is, a lot of these dudes commenting, they see Jada Smith as the chick that they wanted to get at in high school, but kept turning them down. And then they got in their 20s, they met back up with her, or a woman like that, they got a little bread in their pocket, they razzle-dazzle with them, and they go on a couple dates, and then she still leave your ass for somebody else. Now you heartbroken, because the one you thought, since you had a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you thought that you qualified for it, Jada Smith, and she still turned your square ass down. Now you mad. Now every time a woman that look like that look good, that has that level of beauty to her, that does anything wrong to a man, you see yourself as the man, as the victim in this. You're now looking through all the heartbreak you've had every time you stepped outside of your league to get with a woman. And now you're gonna put all your pain, all your trauma, all your heartbreak, all your coming up short. The one time you did have a chance to hit somebody that looked halfway as good as Jada Smith, you nutted in your jeans before you even got up in there. Simp ass niggas. So now you're projecting your simpness onto Will Smith. What's up, Nicole's View? My favorite tweeter of all time. Dope ass YouTube channel. Told you, Nicole's View is she's on my Mount Rushmore of Twitter personalities over the last 5-10 years. That's Mount Rushmore of Twitter right there, Nicole's View. Y'all better fuck with her if you ain't. But a lot of these bitter men are seeing themselves and seeing this particular thing through that lens. Because it's a whole lot of bitterness in this shit that I'm like, hold on. Who did Jada screw over, Will or you, nigga? I get taking a side. I get, feeling some kind of way sometimes, but the level of vitriol, the black manosphere for the manosphere ass niggas have been projecting on the Jada. I'm like, hold on, fellas. When did the men become TMZ? When did the men start putting their own emotions into someone else's relationship? When the fuck did this happen? You niggas are new. What's wrong with you niggas? All Jada did was sit her ass down. People are like, man, Will got up because he saw Jada look at her and he was laughing. And the minute he saw her mad, he said, I'm going to get up And I'm going to slap this man because Jada made him do it. You the simp. That don't make Will a simp, that make you a simp. Hell, the camera cut away from Jada. We didn't even see whether or not she made him do anything. We don't know. We don't know. None of us know. I'm not saying I know. The only thing I'm saying is, from my point of view, it's 11:11. I'm a left path kind of cat. But that's another story. For all I know is what I see. I know that Will has been in the public. Jada's been low-key embarrassed. Not low-key, high-key. Kind of embarrassing her brother in public. Well, from my perception, embarrassment. For all I know, Will could be the mastermind behind all this shit to get more views on his widespread table talk. It's Hollywood, so I don't know. I don't trust anything as real in Hollywood. All this shit could have been fake going back to the Red Table Talks. For all I know, I don't know. But from my perception, she has embarrassed Will Smith. She would have embarrassed me had she said the things that she said. But I don't know. Yeah, smash that like button. But to see all of the men go back to Jada as if she has some voodoo doll and she has, like, the way, listen to these black manosphere niggas talk online. You would think Jada had a voodoo doll, pulled it out her purse, made Will walk up to that stage and smack Chris Rock. According to these niggas. According to these niggas, she just has this mastermind, wizardry, telepathic thing saying you must go on stage and destroy your reputation for my honor. That's the part that I'm tripping off of. Somebody said, yes, we do know. No, you don't, nigga. You don't know. Jada was laughing. Do you know what she was laughing at, nigga? You do know that laughter is a standard response to embarrassment, don't you? We don't know. We can assume. We don't know. We don't know. You don't know what she was laughing at. You don't know if that laughter was her trying to save face because of what just happened. People do all kind of shit to save face. You don't know. You don't know. The only simps in this whole drama are the grown-ass men thinking that they know. Those are the only simps. Because from my point of view, you projecting your simpism onto Jada. If you're saying that Jada made Will do it, that means you see women as these puppeteer masterminders who can make you do whatever she does based on whatever she feels based on her perception. That's your projection. The only people I'm calling the simps are the people saying that they know. Y'all nigga, you niggas is the simps. You niggas, especially the single ones. I used to think women were tripping when they talked about all of the bitch assness in men these days. For real, I apologize, ladies. I spent 40 years of my life thinking that, man, Man, you just single and bitter. Yeah, it's good dudes out there. Yeah, some punk ass dudes. Yeah. But it's a lot of good dudes. I swear to God, ladies, I apologize. This past week has shown me where I've been wrong. I've been wrong. A lot of these men are bitches. And here's the part that kills me. They're going around talking about what should have happened and what should be done and how Will is wrong and how Will. But you can't show me in your life what's right. See, I'll listen to a guy tell me that if he can show through his life's actions that he got a real one by his side, he hold her down, she holding him down, and his takeaway is blah, blah. Okay, I can listen to you. But if you can't show me in your life through your life's work how your point of view is right, then you can't tell me shit. You can't tell me shit. None of us know. And anybody acting like they know is a gossiping simp. I said it. I said it. All we can do is assume and speak our point of view. And there's nothing wrong with speaking your point of view. You can feel how you feel. I'm not taking that from you. You people can feel however they feel. I'm not taking that from anyone. Everyone has the right to feel however they need to feel. But when you go into that, I know, and what Will should have done, and what Jada should have done, and she this, and he that, now you're into Gossip Girl territory, brother. Niggas is bitches. And you see it all the time, like when you talk about sports and music. These same niggas talking about what should have gone right and wrong with Jay-Z, with Jada and Will, them be the same niggas that would be ready to fight you if you don't put Jay-Z in your top 5. What you mean Jay-Z ain't in your top 5? He the greatest ever. Jay-Z had Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z, shut your ass up, nigga. If you like Jay-Z, fine, but why are you talking to me about who I like? LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. And if you don't think LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, you ain't shit. It's them kind of niggas. Them old groupthink ass niggas who think everybody should think alike. These are the men the ladies are having to deal with. And as a woman, Louis Farrakhan said this in his speech back in 2020 when he did his Savior's Day speech in 2020. I think it was 2020 or 2020. I think it was 2021 or 2020. Louis Farrakhan said, woman is not made to follow a fool. A woman is not wired. It's something in a woman that when she runs across a fool, she low-key know it. And it's something in her DNA that would not allow her to follow a fool. Men, we are the leaders. And one of the main man laws is you lead your household. And you have respect for the next man and his household. That's the man laws. You lead and run your house. And you decide on the rules as a couple. And both of you have the dignity and the honor and the respect and the integrity to follow through with the rules you two created. While at the same time, you can't tell another man how to run his kingdom. Now you could look over and see how he running his kingdom and be like, ooh, it don't look like that shit gonna work. Then you go back to being the man of your kingdom. I know when I saw that shit with Jada coming out on Red Tables Talks, telling the world they relationships, first thing I said was, woo, that ain't a good look. Why would you go and talk about the details of your marriage to the world? My first thought was, that shit's stupid. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Why would he tell the world about his relationship? The world ain't in your relationship, it's you two. We don't need to know. I didn't even watch it because I don't care about their relationship enough to watch the Red Table Talk. And I ain't gonna watch the next Red Table Talk when they talk about this. Will and Jada, they both can kiss my ass at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. They're entertainers. I don't give a fuck about none of these entertainers. Rappers, actors, athletes, they all can kiss my natural black ass. Don't care. I wouldn't do what Will and Jada did. But I also ain't a swinger. Them niggas are swingers. They got all kind of details underneath that only those two know that none of us will never know. So as a man, when I heard that, you know what I did? I said, damn, that's fucked up. And then I went back to running my kingdom. And that right there is the issue. You got all of these men who want to be treated like kings, but they ain't got no kingdom to run. So they all up in other people's kingdoms, telling them why their kingdom is wrong. Telling them how they should run their kingdom. That's simp ass shit right there. That's the behavior of a simp. Somebody who ain't got their own goddamn kingdom. Because if you are a man and it's about, this is the thing I laugh at. Going back to the looks thing and the physical thing and the surface level shit. You got these cats saying a woman got to weigh a certain amount of poundage. She has to act this way, talk that way, dress this way. You got to be a man that has resources, a man of means. And all right. Well, if you're a man of means and you got your means, why ain't you got a woman? If your advice is so good. Maybe you ain't got a woman because you spending all your time worried about how other people weren't running their shit. That you haven't taken the time to look in the mirror and refine what the fuck is wrong with you on the inside to attract the woman that you desire. If you in your 40s and again, I'm not talking about every single man. There's a lot of cats out there who are cool with being single. I'm not even talking against divorce. If you've been divorced, I don't criticize people who've been divorced. You know, there are people who come in your lives for seasons. I'm not a divorce hater. people come in your lives for seasons, and at some point, sometimes people grow apart. As long as you learn the lessons you needed to learn while you were with that person, and you refine yourself and make yourself a better person for the next person, it's all good. I'm talking to the people about the people who have all day to talk about other people's relationships, but they can't show a relationship of their own. That's who I'm speaking to. Maybe you can't find one because you ain't right within yourself. Get right between your own two ears. Get right within yourself. This is some straight up game for my single brothers and sisters who want to get themselves into position to be able to choose the right one. If this Will and Jada thing is triggering you in any way, shape, or form, get off YouTube and get quiet and ask yourself, what is the trigger? That's right, Mark. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? If this whole fiasco between Chris Rock and Jada and Will is triggering you, that means there is something inside of you that needs to be addressed. Is the trigger the fact that you know that even if you got the woman you wanted, you wouldn't slap a nigga who disrespected her? You too much of a weak weasel to smack somebody who intrudes on your position? Is that the trigger? Is the trigger Jada reminds you of that chick that screwed you over? That she was the right size, the right look. She looked great on your arm. Everybody talked about how good y'all looked. Then you came home one day and she was getting turned out by some nigga named Jerome. And now you crying, oh man, she left me. Why could she do that? Is that the trigger? Is the trigger you in your 30s and 40s and you've been told your whole life, if I make enough money, if I have a 6-pack of abs, if I drive this car, live in that neighborhood, the women should be easy? Are you the person that you believe that? Now you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you have the car, you dress that way, you look nice, and you still single? Is that what... Is that what's triggering you, partner? You better ask yourself why you triggered. That's right, Lori Brown. Shadow work is real. You better look in that subconscious. In cardology, we call it your Pluto card. See, I do another thing I do that I haven't talked to you guys a whole lot about. I do readings. I do relationship readings. Not only do I do relationship coaching, I also read relationships. And I can tell in cards oftentimes compatibility within a relationship. I can find out oftentimes within the cards where a person goes wrong in their relationships. And even when I don't use my cards, when I'm just general counseling, within 10 minutes of my first session, I know 5 minutes. I know if I'm dealing with someone who's taking the time to get right within to fix their problems, or if I'm dealing with somebody who never looks within and they look to blame others on all of their issues. I know that shit within the first 5 minutes. And when I am dealing with someone who hasn't taken the time to look within, my first course of action is to get them to tap into that, tap into you, tap into who you are. Because there's a lot of beautiful things that can happen, that can come out. But oftentimes people are afraid to address that beast within. Clinton, go ahead and book a session on my website. The website isn't all the way done yet. It's being redone by my web guy right now. But look, y'all can see it on my website. These are the reviews people leaving me on Yelp. Look at these reviews. These are real people, folks. The internet and doing this show is a side product of the work that I've been putting in for over 25 years, people. Not only do I have the work and the credentials from my customers, I got the college credentials too. Boom. Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies. Who better to work out your communication issues than someone who's certified in this shit? I'm a part of the International Union of Professional Relationship Coaches. That's worldwide, homie. So whether you want to listen to people, firsthand experience working with me, or if you're the kind of person that say, what kind of degree you need? I got both. You listen to the real deal, homie. Not some single nigga trying to tell you about the concept of what a relationship should be. You talking to somebody who lives it. And if you want to know where I got the game from, go and watch that episode of Craig Facts with my daddy on it. My dad and Craig's dad. If you want to hear where I get it from, I got my father online. And he dropping game in that video. Go and watch Craig Facts with me and my dad. I'm true to this shit. That's why I'm hitting on these points that's pissing some of these weak ass niggas off. It's triggering y'all. Because y'all know. You know what's going on between Will and Jada. It's triggering you from within. But you're afraid to address it. And that's why you see all of this shouting out from the male contingency in black society. You're dealing with a whole bunch of men with unresolved internal issues that they're projecting onto the canvas that is Will and Jada's relationships. Fix yourself, nigga. Fix yourself. Fix yourself. And like I say all the time, I always say this, I like to use current events to talk about real shit. Because if a current event is triggering you, that means there is something inside of you that needs to be addressed. I'm not talking like I'm perfect. I've had current events trigger me. But I'm the kind of person, when I'm triggered, I ask myself, what is this inside of me that's triggering me? I should not be getting triggered by two celebrities I don't know playing out their drama in front of me. Fix yourself. This guy, JoJo, has a lot to say. I'm not about to respond to you unless you call in. JJo 4040, please put your area code in the chat. Please. Please put your area code in the chat so I know that's you calling. I only want that person to call in. You have been having a lot to say in the chat room, so I'm open to your point of view. I want to hear it. Maybe you have a point, but since I'm talking, I can't read everything you're saying. You seem to have a fair amount of passion towards this subject, so I don't want to ignore your passion, brother. I don't want to be mistaken. So can you, in the chat room, since you've had so much to say, tell us your area code so I know that's you calling. No one else call in. Type in your area code in the chat, and I'll make sure to pick up your call, and I'll let you speak. And I'll give you time to speak. Please. I don't want to seem disrespectful. I don't want to act like I know it all. Maybe I don't know it all. I know I don't. Matter of fact, I know I don't know it all. I'm just speaking from my perspective. Okay, area code is 443. You see the number on here. Please, brother, give us a call and I will give you a chance to speak your mind. Maybe we're all missing something. I'm sure you have a perspective that we need to hear and learn from. I'm not acting like I know it all, because I know I don't know it all. All I know is my perspective. All I know is my perspective. So if you could give us a call. I've been asking for about 2 or 3 minutes now. You've been very quick to type, but you acting real slow to call, brother. Please call in. Because, again, like I said, I know I don't know it all. That's why I'm not speaking like I know what went on between Will and Jada. I don't know what motivated Will to do what he did. I don't know what motivated Jada to take their relationship onto the internet. Yeah, you're right, Lori Brown. Nothing but love. But at JJo 4040, I just want you to stand on your square. I just want you to stand on your square. That's all. I could be wrong. In the meantime,
Yes, sir. That is me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. So what's on your mind, brother? I want to give you a chance to express what you have to say in long form, so everyone here can hear you uninterrupted.
All right, so first of all, I would like to say is much respect to you and the platform and everyone in the chat, first and foremost. I rock with you on pretty much everything that you're saying, but there's I was two issues that I have thus far. The first issue is that based on what Will and Jada have been doing over the past couple of years, that's such a terrible example for black family structure as
your phone is kind of choppy, brother. Your phone's kind of choppy. Can you say that again?
This better?
Yes, better. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that Will and Jada's relationship, as it stands right now, based on the disrespect and the craziness that Jada has been doing, she actually is actually presenting herself as a model for what black people should do in their relationships going forward. As Shahrazad Ali said back in the 90s or the 80s, I believe, we get all of our relationship advice based off what we see on television for the most part. And that's what the problem I have is. That's why I'm really saying, like, look here. Jada and Will Smith, you don't need to be following this whole information, this stuff right here, because when you actually look at what a lot of the crazy relationship stuff going on in the black community thus far, they usually say when you ask them, hey, wait a minute, why are you being this toxic? Why are you doing all this stuff? Why are you treating your man or your woman like this? They'll say, hey, I saw my mama doing this to my step. I saw my mama acting like this. So I'm thinking that, hey, if Jada and Will keep this up, that's basically what they're gonna start doing. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but here's my question. Will and Jada have been open for a long time, and they are in a Hollywood marriage. Why would a regular person look at a Hollywood marriage as to what they would do?
All right, now why would a person look to a Hollywood relationship as to what they would do?
Yeah, in their relationship.
The simple answer is the simple answer to that is they don't have any other relationship template or anybody else that they can go to. Most of us, unfortunately, come from single-parent households. And that right there, basically, it leaves us at what's the word I'm looking for? I'll say a disadvantage to a certain degree, because we don't really know what a healthy relationship looks like. We're basically making it up so far, as far as it goes. So now somebody that's like a teenager or a young adult, never been in a relationship before, they say, okay, look at it. They may not have a proper vetting system for what to look for in a partner. So now they run out into the world. They see Jada on TV and everything, and they see people like, hey, this whole protect black women hashtag. They say, okay, look here. So what Jada and Will Smith are doing, let me go ahead and model my relationship after that. Next thing you know, somebody either ends up pregnant or somebody ends up in jail. That's my thing. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear you, but question, how do you know someone doesn't look at that dysfunction that they have in their relationship and say, hey, look, that's not what I want? Is that possible?
Yes, that is possible, but the caveat
is it also possible?
Is
it also possible that people are looking at this fiasco going on between the two as a cautionary tale of what not to do?
Yes, there are. Yes. For example, like you guys now, I'm not with the wino still. Let's get that very clear. As Jason Black likes to call it, I'm not with the wino still, something like that. But as far as this whole thing about Will and Jada goes right here, based on there are a small percentage of people, Jason Black being one of them, he's saying that, look here, this relationship is bad. He's one of them. That's part of the reason why I'm calling in, as a matter of fact. People are saying, as you said yourself, this right here is something that I probably wouldn't recommend. I probably wouldn't have smacked Kristen right here, like the way Jada's been acting. I wouldn't recommend it. That's not a good look, as you said earlier in the stream. Now, people are saying in small numbers that, hey, look here, what Jada and Will are doing, this is embarrassing as hell. And that's why Will is getting called a simp everywhere, because, hey, if you hear the word simp, that's supposed to be something that you're not supposed to do.
Question.
And that's why that term is being thrown around.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How can how can someone define someone else's relationship as bad? How do you know it's
Based
bad?
on the endless. It's based on the endless because as the ancient sex slave was done in the dark will be brought to the light. What those two are doing behind closed doors is eventually going to spill over into their actions out in the open. And what we saw at the Oscars was an example of that.
How do you know it wasn't something just between? How do you know it wasn't an issue between him and Chris Rock?
Simply because that drug wasn't a slappable offense, and as we saw him earlier, he was
question. Let's slow down. How do you know? How do you decide what's a slappable offense between two people in a relationship? How are you qualified to make that decision?
Because now the thing is about that, we gotta look at it in a broader scale of context. Like, what? Say again? What was that?
Say that again?
Yeah, I was saying we got to look at it from a broad standpoint. Like, what are some things that are? I've heard other people saying that you don't put your hands on another man unless they threaten to do something to your woman, or if she's physical danger. That's the point. That's the crux of the issue. You only put your hands on them when your woman is in physical danger, like somebody sexually assaults her, or they pull a knife or a weapon or something. Then you go ahead and lay the smack down on him. But
question. I have a question.
You could.
I have a question. When did that become a rule? Because I've always understood that, you know, being when you disrespect someone's relationship, that's a slappable offense depending on where the person is drawing the line.
So disrespect someone's relationship. Now, the thing is about that, the disrespect is extremely subjective. That's why people are trying to come up with, that's why people are talking about what the beatdown offenses are, because as we remember back in the 90s, you can hear me, right? You can hear me. Am I coming through clear?
Yeah, I hear you. It's muddy. It's a little background noise, but I hear you.
I'm at work right now, sorry about that. I had to get the quick call on right here, because
all good.
I wanted to check the platform. Sorry about that, Sam. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
But now, like, as we all saw in the 90s and the 80s era and in the early 2000s, we saw numerous examples of young brothers, young and old, getting killed and going to jail over just beating somebody up or going to attack somebody just based off what somebody said that wasn't even a threat. And you could have, it was like, hey, man, like, say, for example, like, hey, man, your girl Putty, man, I'm trying to take her back to the spot. Now, if somebody says that, now, one or two things can either happen. Now, one or two things can happen in that situation right there. Either pull your woman to the side and try to walk off because this person may have a weapon on them, and like you ignore that and just let that one off your back like water off a duck's back. Or two, you can just roast the brother right there. You know, Will Smith really could have just roasted Chris, to be honest, and that could have been for some positive attention. That could have been like, that's a form of protection right there. You know, the verbal judo, as I call it. He could have just roasted him. He didn't have to put his hands on him.
So what I'm saying, what I'm hearing is, I'm just going to speak about what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is, you're saying that you or whoever else you listen to know the prescription of how someone else should handle disrespect within their relationship. Is that what I'm hearing?
Again, it depends. It depends. It depends. If somebody is just saying something and it's not a physical threat, there are ways to handle that without physically hitting someone. Just based on that. Like I said before, you could just roast them, and if you could just roast them or tell them or give them a verbal warning. You say,
I have a question.
Back, that's my woman right there.
I'm gonna say a couple things. I'm gonna see this change your perspective. Chris Rock went in on Jada back in 2016 with the Oscars. Remember that?
Yep. Yeah, I heard about that.
And rumors have it, I remember this when it came out back in 2018. 2 years later, Will Smith had a man-to-man conversation with Chris Rock about leaving his wife's name out of his mouth. Did you hear about that?
Now I heard a little bits and pieces about that, but yeah, that
okay.
right there is an example there. That's an example. He didn't have to put his hands on anybody, nothing over that. He just walked up to him. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
So Will Smith drew the line in the sand. 4 years ago, he said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth, brother. It's all good, but don't talk about my wife." He drew the line in the sand. So then we get to the Oscars. Oscars had a rehearsal. Everyone heard all of the jokes he's supposed to say, yada, yada, yada. Chris Rock decides on the day of the Oscars to go off script and go in on Jada off script after Will asked him politely not to. So, why could it be Will felt disrespected after having a polite conversation with the man, asking him not to do this thing, and he did it anyway? Not only did he do it, he went off script to do it. Is it possible he felt a high level of disrespect in that moment and made his own decision to walk on that stage and slap him because of the disrespect he felt? Is that possible?
It is possible.
No. Let me finish. So since it's possible, I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying I know. I don't know what it is. But since that's a possibility, where do you, me, Kevin Samuels, the Manosphere, Jason, you say you heard Jason? I didn't hear Jason Black's program. I didn't hear his program on this particular topic. Where do any of us, at what point do any of us know what's real and what's not?
Now, to go into that.
Answer my question.
Yeah. I'm answering.
Go ahead.
Answer. Say it again, please. What was the question? It's a little noise over it. Say it again. What was the question?
I said, Twan Curry, I know he went off script because the Oscars came out and said he went off script. Pick up a fucking newspaper. Not you, brother. I was talking to somebody in the chat room. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So what I'm saying is, how do you, me, or anyone who's talking about this particular thing, how do we know what was in Will Smith's mind when he made that decision?
We look at his actions. Before if we study that video and we look at his actions, he didn't have a problem with it at all. He was laughing.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because he was laughing.
Damn, I knew you were gonna say that.
He laughed at the joke.
Hold on. I knew you were gonna say that because I knew you were gonna say that because a lot of these Manosphere dudes that they use that as an example. But I'm not mad at you, brother. But you know I speak passionately. These people, their whole mind gets wiped away when I remind them laughter is a normal response to embarrassment. Some people show anger, some people laugh, some people get quiet, some people cry, some people get up and huff, 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 huff. Usually, the rah person ain't doing shit. Generally, the most dangerous one in the room is either the one that's quiet or the one that's laughing. So why are we now? I'm gonna turn you back on. Why are we now? Where did we become these psychologists that where we can pick and choose what we feel how he should have reacted to what went on? Just because he's laughing don't mean he was cool with it. As a matter of fact, it's a greater chance he was highly embarrassed. And that's why he laughed. So with that bit of knowledge, how can you then move forward and make a judgment?
What exactly do you mean by move forward and make a judgment? Can you elaborate on that, please, a little bit?
What I'm saying is understanding that laughter is a typical response to extreme embarrassment How do you,
Right.
me, or any of us decide for Will Smith which one it was for him? And we haven't talked to him. How do we know?
We now based on that, we can't have itself, but what we can
That's
do
exactly
based on
that right there. I'm
everything
glad you
we've
said
seen,
that, brother. That's exactly what I'm getting at. My issue isn't, I'm not in too much of what the aftermath was. My issue is all of these Monday morning quarterbacks, all of these junior psychologists saying what they know based on him laughing, totally ignoring the fact that laughter is a typical response to embarrassment. And they're speaking authoritatively as if they know. That's my problem. Because when it comes to relationships, none of us know. None of us know what's best. We can say what we would have done. I thought walking on that stage was silly, but I'm not in position to say what was in his head or say what he should or should not have done, because that man has his own mind. That's my point of view. We don't know.
Now, I agree with that, but here's where the side effect of that comes in, if I may say.
Go
Since
ahead.
we don't know, a lot of people are going to copy his actions in a situation, like they did back in the 90s. Somebody might say, man, this dude said something about my lady. Let me go over here and pull out the strap and go blow this man's head off.
You know why I call that bullshit? You know why I call, and I'm calling you bullshit. You know why I call BS on that? Because first of all, people have been getting shot and killed over disrespect of a relationship for millennia. This shit goes back to goddamn Homo erectus. Back before we was even, from the beginning of time, people have been getting slapped up over disrespecting someone's relationship. This didn't start in the 90s. This started before we had written language.
Large numbers.
This is old. This is old school. That's why I said in my last program, leave other people's bitches alone. The rule is stay the fuck out somebody else's relationship. Nobody knows where the next man's line is. So what I'm saying is this. Anybody who's going to do something irrational, they're going to do it anyway. Entertainers and athletes aren't the moral authorities of our society. Anyone looking to them for guidance on their own thing, they've probably already lost. How someone reacts to disrespect depends on how their DNA is encoded. Some people's DNA is encoded to react violently. Other people do more passive-aggressive things. And there are other people who just may leave it alone. We can't.
Now, that right there, my brother, all due respect, that right there is where I got a little bit of pushback on that. Sometimes people don't really know anything better. When you hear these dudes on like who just got out of jail, they're doing a 20, 30-year bid on YouTube, they always say, I thought I was supposed to do that to defend my woman's honor, quote unquote. Even though she didn't deserve the joint, you got dudes out here doing like 20, 30-year sentences behind a ticket that don't even respect them, to be honest.
And you know what? That's going to still continue to happen whether or not Will did what he did or not. My only point of view is this.
Well, can we reduce the numbers?
No, we cannot reduce the numbers. No, we cannot reduce that, because when it comes to matters of the heart, people react however they react. These are temporary bursts of emotional responses to a tangible action. People are going to react how they react. If somebody sees their girl being disrespected, they're not going to sit down and say, man, Will Smith went ahead and slapped Chris Rock, so I'm going to do the same. And put it like this, if somebody is that slow, dense, and stupid, they deserve to go to jail anyway. If you're that dumb, everybody ain't going to make it.
I agree, but here's the caveat to that. Can we both agree that there are people who wouldn't have gone to jail if they would have known that maybe, hey, that wasn't an ass-whoopable or a shootable offense right there?
No, we cannot agree on that. And I'm going to tell you why.
If they physically harm your lady.
No, there's a reason why I'm not rocking with that. Because people, when it comes to this, matters of the heart, people, it's a reaction. They're not even thinking. People just move.
They do think sometimes.
And how you move depends on your nurture, your nurture and your nature. The combination. what's already coded in you DNA-wise, and how you were nurtured in your environment, your response to conflict resolution. In America, Americans overall have poor conflict resolution skills. That shit like that is going to happen in a country where people have poor conflict resolution skills. I'm about to let you go because I know you got to get back to work. But what I'm saying is this, and I'm glad you called in. I thank you for calling in. What I'm saying is this.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, the lesson in this is none of us know. So if we want to get a true lesson out of what we see, the first thing is to pull ourselves out of what we would do, let the judgment go of what he should have done, understand that you don't know shit, I don't know shit, TMZ don't know shit, nobody knows what was going on in Will's mind other than Will Smith himself. And
but that's not really the
see it for what it is and let it be. And fix your own shit. That's all I'm saying. Are you married, brother?
No, sir, I'm not.
See, there we go. See, now when you see what happened in this situation, this is a time to self-reflect over whatever issues you think you may or may not have and resolve those issues within you. So once you do get with a chick and you propose to her and you marry her and you be a good husband to her, you want to make sure your inner workings is clean and straight so you don't put yourself in a position to lose resources. Will Smith is going to be fine. If he never does another movie again, he's going to be fine. Learn from what happened out there, resolve whatever issues you have within yourself, and let it be. Can we do that? And you have a lot going on. It sounds like that forklift. It sounds like you're about to get in a forklift accident with a dump truck. So I'm going to let you go, brother. You have a good day. See, that's it, people. Now, respect to the brother for calling in. But as you heard from what I was saying, nobody knows. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Chief, DJ Chief from Brooklyn, New York.
DJ Chief from Brooklyn, New York. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind, man? I want to congratulate you and thank you for bringing some sense in the situation. I just got through listening to Harvey from Your World. You guys on the same page, and what's the problem is that the FBA and the B1 crew is split, and that's a shame because they talk about being on code, being B1, black first, and they splitting, taking sides on the negative sides with the white supremacy, and on you guys on the positive side, telling them, we not leave other people's bees alone. You're 100% correct, brother. And I don't know if you remember the 5 Heartbeats, that scene where I stopped with one of the brothers, and the guy came back and says, "Every night I got to prove my love."
Oh yeah, yeah. Every night I gotta prove my love. When the dude was singing to her, I remember that. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go, man, and I want to say I appreciate you all the way from Brooklyn, New York, man. DJ Chief is in the house, brother.
Much love to you, man. Have a good day.
You too, brother.
Yeah. It all comes back to this, fellas. Leave other people's bitches alone. You ain't gotta worry about this kind of shit when you mind your own fucking business. This ain't you're not gonna be in Chris Rock's position of getting slapped up if you just leave other people's women's alone. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This Twan Curry calling from Michigan.
From Michigan. What's on your mind?
I just want to say Chris Rock and Will Smith both look bad in the situation because of, you could say you got a relationship or whatever, but outside, it looks bad. And if you didn't slap this person who's doing all this, and you got it set up and everything, that's bet. But how other people see it, if you didn't do it like that, and then you slap the weak one in the room, the one who ain't gonna do nothing in the room, you just look weak. Like, and Chris Rock, he looked weak too. So it's just a bad situation for black men, honestly. And then it's pinning two black men on each other.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. How does this look for? Why is that issue? Why does that reflect on black men? Who it looks bad to who? When it comes in relative to black men, who does it look bad to? Who?
It looks bad to us, to me as a black man. It looks bad because
question.
Now people just,
I have a question.
It just yes.
We're dealing with two very successful black men who've been on our TV screens for 30 years plus.
Right.
Did that 30 years plus of clean success look great on black men?
That looks fantastic. But when you do things like this on a big stage like that, people have selective memory.
What people? Which people? Who?
All people, human beings have selective memory. So as a black man, all of that stuff that they just did, yes, great, we have it. I selected that to put in my memory and I hold on to it. But also there's people who don't.
Which people
select that to put it? People who don't care about Will Smith. There are people in where I'm from, they don't give a fuck about Will Smith or Chris Rock, but they see this moment of a black man smacking another black man and they making light of it. They making it seem like a joke. And I'm talking about these are young black men. They think it's a joke. They think it's okay to smack somebody. They think it's okay to do stuff and just retaliate if in school, if somebody says something wrong to them and then get kicked out and stuff like that. Like, that's not okay.
So question, for these people who are externally focused and motivated and what happens in the world is a reflection on everyone else. Why would you take serious the opinion of someone who can throw 30 years of nothing but A+ positive, exceptional behavior away with one slap? Why would you lend credibility to them in your mind?
This is my thing. I don't take credibility away, but I know how these kids act on Twitter, Instagram, or even like people my age. Like, I know how they are on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on it with them every day. People are taking light of the situation. People think it's okay to be in and have a household because they're looking up to these people. These are people, they're not getting raised by their parents. They're in community centers like you. You talk about how, like, you look after a lot of kids and stuff. It's the same thing out here. Like, these majority of these kids ain't got shit at home. The parents ain't raising them or nothing. All they got is this shit that just happened on the Oscars to talk about. The shit that just like went on and just, that's what they got to talk about. That's what they got going on, besides going to the community centers and talking and being able to pick the brain of somebody like you. Like, and now they see this and this is what they look up to. So if they feel like it's okay here, they feel like it's okay, and they try to adapt it to their life. I'm not saying me, but I'm saying these youngins and people my age, like, they try to adapt it to their life. And I'm not saying it's right at all, but at some point, our people up top, up there, they gotta actually just lead, like, and
lead who?
And lead by example. Lead the people that are like seeing them in these moments. Our people.
Question. At the same Oscars, you had Denzel Washington, who's married. He didn't slap nobody. He was there. Samuel L. Jackson. At the same award show, you had Anthony Anderson. Hold on. I'll let you make a point. Let me make a point. You had
you got it.
Black people up and down, all around those Oscars. Jay-Z and Beyonce were sitting there. You have all of these shining examples for those who are externally motivated and externally focused. They have all of these examples of good, great, quality people having a good, great, quality relationship. So you mean to tell me they're going to ignore all of that and go right to the slapping. You know what that is? That's what's
Absolutely.
called. You know what that? Let me finish. That's called confirmation bias. People who already have these biases in their mind to act a certain way, they're going to use whatever events happen in life as an excuse for their shitty behavior. What I do in my work, working with kids and working with young adults and working in relationships, is to call the bullshit for what it is. Because I know in all my years, when people start saying, hey, somebody did it on TV, that's why I did it, I call bullshit on it, because 99.9% of the time, they ain't why they did it. They were going to do it anyway. And when they put it on somebody on TV, that's just a convenient excuse. So for people who are going to have a confirmation, who need something like this to give themselves an excuse for whatever it is that they do, the rest of the world can't worry about them. What I've always done in my work with children is take what happens in the mainstream and use it as a teaching tool. Because first of all, the kids didn't see the slap, because the kids don't watch the damn Oscars, flat out. The kids don't care about no Oscars. Only thing the kids see is how the adults are reacting. And they're going to pick up their social cues on how to react what happened by how the adults are reacting. Now, if the adults in the room are looking at what happened and using it as a teachable moment, then the children are going to come away with a lesson. Now, if the adults are in the room and running around, rah, 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 he this, he that, she this, he that, the kids don't learn a damn thing. All they see is adults arguing. So my point of view is the slap ain't the issue. The way the adults are responding to the slap is what's giving the children the social cues on how to act or react to this. It's not the slap, it's the rest of us. But when you go there, now we got work to do. It's easy to say what Will Smith should do or what Jada Smith should do. And in 30 years of them having a squeaky clean record gets wiped off from one slap, that says more about the person than it does them. That says more about the person looking at the slap than it does the people who did the slapping. Because as a man, as a human being, as a person that respects my humanity, the same way I respect your humanity on the phone, brother, and everybody else, if I have a true respect for humanity, I know that humans can do things that ain't necessarily the right things, because we all fuck up sometimes. Now, if we come to these type situations as the adults in the room with that level of understanding and teach the children, we can all walk away with something constructive from this. But if we're going to sit around and sit back as the adults in the room and talk about what the celebrities should be doing right, then they all lose. Because now you're telling the kids that's who they should be looking to and not you.
You're absolutely right. And that's I don't disagree with that point. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what's happening. That's all I'm saying, like in these communities. But also, I'm gonna let you go. I just want to say like two things. I believe in the law of attraction, and that night was on that moment. And that moment, regardless, not taking away anything from their great careers, I still love them both, period. Like they inspire me as comedic wise, Chris Rock, and just like comedy, everything Will Smith. But I will say that I believe in the law of attraction, and that moment, people could say yes or no, or it was right or it was wrong, but that moment attracted an energy that, one, I just feel like we don't need. And also, you said about how we respond to it, how like us adults in today's world respond to it, but it's also like the situation, like adults, the situation, human beings, like we have to respond to, like Will should have responded different.
How do you know?
In my opinion, Chris Rock should have responded different.
How do you know?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying as a person individually, they respond how they respond. I give them that. But you cannot sit here and tell me that they both responded in the best possible way that they could have responded. And as a human being, granted, I give them all, they respond how they want to respond. They got things going on with them. But as a human being, if they responded that way and not in the best possible way, someone got slapped, you can't expect the world, the masses to respond in a just a positive, light way of the situation as well. We're all adults. They're adults in the situation.
You know, part of being an adult,
that's all I got to say.
Part of being an adult is recognize that positive and negative are parts of this world, and positive and negative things will happen. And we have to teach your kids, negative events are a part of life. That shit will happen in life. You cannot avoid that. To walk around as if everyone's going to be squeaky clean is basically lying to the children. And when you go into the law of attraction, you got to understand that wasn't a proper use of the law of attraction. The law of attraction works, you attract that which is within yourself. What's down in your deep subconscious desires is what you attract. So if your deep subconscious is the kind that responds to things like that in that manner, then that's what you attract. Now, if your subconscious desires and your subconscious behaviors is someone who works out things in a different way, that also is going to be what you attract. Law of attraction has nothing to do with
it's like the DARE program. I can tell you not to do drugs, but you're going to.
Let me finish or I'm going to mute you. Law of attraction has absolutely nothing to do with what other people are doing. Law of attraction is your relationship with the universe, not Will and Jada's. All right? But thanks for giving us a call, brother. You have a good one.
You too.
Slink, what's your area code? I want to make sure I answer the right. Slink said you calling in? Let me see. Let me pull your phone number up. What's your area code, Slink? Let me, man, where my phone at? I want to make, if you still calling, Slink, let me know. No, that ain't you. Call back, Slink. Okay, yeah, that's you. Call in. I'm gonna leave the phone line open for you to call back. See, that's the thing about it. So what? Will acted the way he acted. You know, you can learn from negative events the same way you learn from positive events, right? We don't live in a squeaky clean world. We live in a degenerate, thug-ass country. America is a fucking ghetto.
Yeah.
What up, dog?
What up, dog?
The Slink?
Yeah, man. I caught you, man. I just tapped in with you kind of late, man, but I'm just so tired of all this shit, man. I talked to my sister about it. I'm beginning to feel some kind of way, man. The image, this whole shit keeps getting played over and over. And, man, I feel some kind of way, so many ways, man. It's a slap. Niggas get slapped every day, B. Niggas get shot, beat up, all kinds of shit, man. And this is two grown-ass men, and I hate that they just making such a point of it when two grown-ass black men do it and a black man produced the Oscars this year. It's just a fucking fiasco over fucking nothing. Nobody's fucking right. Nobody's fucking wrong. Will has been emasculated, humiliated, you know, and you know, again, he's responsible for it as well. But you know, it's just a lot of shit going on, man. I just feel bad for that dude, man. I feel horrible for that dude, and I just wish this shit would go away, my nigga.
I'm with you right there. Like for me, I realized a long time ago, man. Look, that whole squeaky clean image, that's not even worth trying to live, because at the end of the day, people don't respect it. Because the minute you show, because we all got people, like you said, people get slapped up every day. People, especially when it comes to your relationship, you may do some things when it comes to your relationship that you normally wouldn't do in a different situation. If somebody hits you on the wrong day or at the wrong time or whatever, you can do everything right, have one mistake, now the whole world want to jump on you and say you this and say you that, when they had nothing to say the whole time you was doing it right. People are full of shit.
People are full of shit. I feel bad for Chris Rock. I feel bad for Will Smith. I feel bad for both of them dudes, man, because both of them are really just I believe some dudes that really wouldn't hurt a fly. They've been uber rich. They so far removed from this type of violent shit. Will didn't even look right slapping a nigga. You slap a nigga like that, you supposed to step into it. And you're supposed to look at a bitch nigga after you slap him. Like, you don't turn around after you slap a nigga. Like, I slap you and I'm waiting for you to rush me. So I'm looking at you like, yeah, you's a bitch ass nigga, and keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth, if that is the case. However, that slap should have came a long time ago. See, you know what I'm saying? Look here, man. I hate to shit on Jada, because Jada, she's definitely been an icon, somebody, you know, we've loved all our lives. I still love Jada, but that's bullshit. She looking like an evil, manipulative bitch with all this shit. You know, all this open relationship shit. Hey, man, check this out. That was her with that shit, bro. That was her with that nigga. He didn't want that shit no way, but he loved that bitch so much, he went with that shit. Like, okay, whatever, bitch, I love bitch. Look here, bitch. I got all the bread. Ain't nothing open but your legs for me. God damn it, look, bitch, you stupid as fuck. But you know, that's why I say he created that problem. He let that shit go on. Like, I'm sure ain't no man for to agree to no open relationship. I don't give a fuck what you or nobody listening say right now. If you a man with a bag and you get with a bitch, you are not for to share your bitch, bro. Period. Point fucking blank. That was her with that dumbass shit, and led to a whole fucking conundrum with that, because her inequities came to fucking play first. Not his, hers. You know what I'm saying? He could have been the shittiest niggas on earth, but her shit came up first. Now you got this nigga looking like a sap, you know what I'm saying, slapping niggas and God damn, man. Look here, man.
The whole situation fucked up.
It is, man. It is, bro. It is, man. That's just the whole situation is fucked up, man. I mean, but you know, the biggest thing for me, man, is we wouldn't be talking about it if people didn't open themselves up to that, man. And at the end of the day, the biggest lesson for me is, if you're gonna be a fool for your bitch, be a fool for a bitch in private, and at least be a fool for a bitch that's gonna let you be a fool and only she knows.
Yeah.
Only she and the nigga she fucking with know, and not the whole goddamn world. Whatever floats your boat, my nigga. I can't tell you how to run your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I wasn't mad at him for the slap in regards to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so what, your wife is like Corey Holcomb said, a cankerous whore. So what? That's your wife. And you got the right to be mad. That bitch, you mad because she mad, you got the right. That's your wife. You want to defend a cankerous whore, nigga, that's on you. But defend a cankerous whore against the niggas that really wrongs you, okay?
I'm with you all the way on that, brother. Man, thanks for giving us a call, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I just seen you on here, and I just saw the whole shit. I see the thumbnail right here. And like all these guys I'm looking at, man, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to tell your bitch to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Bitch, shut up, man. Sometimes you gotta tell your woman to shut the fuck up. You gotta be both y'all famous, like Aisha Curry and Steph Curry. Look here, bitch, you don't dribble no basketball. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I put Steph's picture up there for that reason. I think Steph is next in that Will Smith kind of category with what went on, because she be putting that boy out there.
I mean, and you know, ultimately, man, whatever make a motherfucker happy, you live your life how you want. You know, and I hate it, but I be telling people and women all the time, it's a double standard in life. The double standard is real, not just between men and women, but it's double standards all over the place. And, you know, we don't have to like them, we don't have to agree to them, but in some form or fashion, we're going to have to adhere to them to have some type of peace in our life in that regard. Now, I'm not saying you gotta live your life and lie and live for other people, but maybe you should live privately. Like I'm looking at Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union and thinking about the whole debacle that looks like going on in their life, with their house and their kids and shit. Hey man, how about you keep that shit to yourself?
That's what I wish. I wish Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union just shut the fuck up about their whole family. Just live your life.
How about I mean, be proud, but you know what I'm saying? Protect the motherfuckers, man. I get that nigga Drake when he said I wasn't hiding the world from I wasn't hiding my son from the world. I was hiding the world from my son. I get it. I get that. Because these are some malicious and evil people out here, man. And these kids is growing up, and they not emotionally mature enough to take what they getting, man. So, man, and a lot of grown folks not emotionally secure, emotionally mature and secure enough to accept the type of scrutiny that comes with, you know, living their life a certain type of way, especially in a world of double standards. Keep your motherfucking shit quiet, man.
Real talk,
I'm
man.
high right now, Dewan.
All right, Slink, man. As soon as I'm done with this shit, I'm going to go smoke too, man. Man, you have a good one.
Hey, man, for sure. You too, brother. Smoke yours.
Yes, sir. Smoke yours. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, that's how my takeaway. I feel bad for Chris Rock. That's embarrassing to get slapped in front of the world. I feel bad for Will Smith because I'm sure Will Smith had a chance to do it all over again, 99,000 times out of 100,000 times, he would have sat there and dealt with Chris Rock later. I'm sure of it. I'm sure he's embarrassed for himself. I'm sure Jada saw that whole situation thinking like, what the fuck? Maybe if I just shut my goddamn mouth about our relationship, maybe this wouldn't happen. I'm sure all three people involved in that situation wish it went a different way. But since it didn't go a different way, we all can learn something from it. But we ain't gonna learn everything. But you're not gonna ever put yourself in position to learn from things when you're judging what should and shouldn't happen. And sorry to break the bad news to some of y'all. Everything that happens in life ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be positive. I can't say it ain't gonna be positive. Because the true master separates himself from good and evil, right and wrong. There's positive and negative, but negative doesn't equal bad. Positive doesn't equal good. Good and bad are judgments. Positive and negative just is. Is it that negative charge that charges the battery of your car? Is that bad? No. You need positive and negative. Positive and negative is an energy that fuels life. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Atoms. We're all built off atoms. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. You need the positive and the negative. But the minute you start associating positive and negative with good and bad, you already lost. Now you saying all this other shit now, because when you put it in good and bad, now you got to start adding a whole bunch of extra shit to the conversation that wasn't even there. Man, Jada made him do that. You don't know that. Oh, he was laughing. That means he was feeling good. You don't know that. But you add those lying ass perceptions in there when you want to prove yourself right when making a judgment on whether or not this was good or bad. Life happens. The Grammys awarded Roman Polanski. Do you see them apologizing? I said Grammy, Oscars. Do they apologize for that? Look at this. If you're going to ask me something that's bad, this is bad. Roman Polanski Award winners 2020. That's bad. But at the end of the day, we don't know. We don't know. It's a lot of things I'm sure everyone here. I'm going to take this last call before I get off. I'm going to take one more call. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up with the one? It's Jeff out here in Dallas, man.
Jeff in Dallas, what's on your mind?
I was chilling, man. I was just gonna pull my arm out for a second, like Black Dad do, and come from a occultist standpoint. Like you see, like what's going on with the government. Both these white folks fighting each other, trying to get in a position and harness energy. I think Will and Chris, both of them were just puppets. You know, Will represented one sanction, and Chris represented another. And I think a lot of people emotionally invested themselves into it the wrong way. Like if people get empowered and take a stand for what they standing on, then this is a time where you can harness this Aries energy and smack the shit out of motherfucker. Not saying physically, but whatever you mashing on, to everybody who can get what I'm saying, mash the gas right now. Because that's pretty much the whole thing. Because when he gave his speech, he was like, I'm doing it for my people. Oh, I'm crying so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel him. He probably did want to smack the shit out of niggas. This nigga been boxing training since the Ali fight. So he probably could whoop all them niggas out. You know what I'm saying? He probably be at the party like, bitch ass nigga, I'll fuck you up. But it's like he gotta play this fucking role, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I think a lot of niggas feel like, oh, I hope a nigga don't smack the shit out of me. That's why I'm so mad, because he shouldn't have smacked Chris. But it's like, look, bitch ass nigga, everybody know niggas like that. Like, nigga, shut your ass up. You know you can't fight her ass, nigga. And nigga already told your bitch ass. You act like a nigga won't come up there and smack the shit out of you. And this was his time where he could let his nuts hang like, and what, bitch? And when you hold trying to make me leave, I'm gonna whoop your ass. and that's how it went. So I'm kind of, you know, it's fucked up, but I kind of see the good side too, because from a culture standpoint, I see the whole thing and like I'm empowering myself in this shit.
That's a good way of looking at it, man. I appreciate the call.
Already, one. You know, nigga,
right? Good one. Man, I like hearing black people talk about it from that point of view. Whatever it is, harness the energy of it and use it for your good. Everything that happens in life in front of us on this projection screen we call entertainment, the energy of that can be harnessed into something that's constructive, even if it's just a lesson to be learned. And the lesson here is, one, leave other people's bitches alone. Leave them alone. Two, no matter how perfect you live your life, you fuck up one time, the people that was cheering you on, thinking that, telling you this, you that, you the greatest, this or that, or the other, they'll be the first ones to turn their back on you and say you anything other than a child of God. Lesson number 3, to you lonely niggas out there that are triggered, ask yourself why you're triggered and fix that thing within you that's triggering you from an event that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And when choosing the right one is relative to what you want. And if Will Smith's, if in his mind, the right one is Jada and her entanglement activities, you don't have shit to say about that. Neither do I. Run your kingdom, fellas. Run your kingdom. You don't have the authority, the standing, or the wisdom to judge someone else's kingdom for right and wrong. You can look at how Will runs his kingdom and then use that as a lesson to your children and the young folks around you and be like, look over there, son. See, that's what happens. You get with a chick that like won't whamming around town and you're cool with that. This can be the result. You know, you turn around and you make a decision in front of the world because you feel embarrassed. Make sure that don't happen to you. Or you say, you may see that and you may have thought you wanted a situation like that and you saw the outcome and you said, whoa, hold your horses now. I don't know if I want that now. learn from what happened, and move on. But can't nobody tell nobody what's right for their relationship. It can't happen. Do you? I don't come from the point of view of this is a distraction either. People are already distracted. If this wasn't going on, niggas would be playing dominoes on their phone as a distraction. Women will be playing Candy Crush. Or we'll be talking about some other shit that happened. I tell you what niggas won't be talking about. They won't be talking about Biden threatening Russia to have a regime change in Russia. If this didn't happen, you niggas still wouldn't be talking about that. I've been able to talk about this stuff here and still talk about California Bill AB 3121 Reparations Task Force here in Southern California. Niggas could do both. You could talk a little bit of shit about what's going on in popular society and turn your focus back on what's real for those who have a mindset of focus. Those who have a mindset of focus can handle this bullshit and get right back to being constructive. People who aren't constructive aren't going to be constructive whether this happened or not. The people are already distracted. They don't need Will Smith to help them with their dirty work. Distracted people stay distracted regardless of what's going on. But you're right. But fellas, this is on us, man. I've never. This lady's right here. Yours by Divine said it right. I've never seen so many men get upset about about another man's woman. Fellas, we gotta stop that shit. We gotta stop that shit, man. Man, we can't be gossipy like back in the 80s and the 90s, we laughed at women for being that way. Now the men like that. Fuck is wrong with us? Be the king of your kingdom. Twan Curry, I did explain the law of attraction. Law of attraction isn't about just manifesting. Law of attraction is you track that is within you. What is within you. If you're the kind of person that you believe marriages are bad and these niggas ain't shit, these women ain't shit, you will attract that. And the Will Smith slapping situation will be the confirmation bias that you need to continue to attract the bullshit that's within your mind. You need to look up the law of attraction. I'm good. So remember that. And no, breakthroughas.org, the new website will be up soon. Incense and Ashtrays will be coming to you tonight. We're going to be playing the music, live music mixed down tonight. We are going to be doing the live music mix down tonight. And if you think you can word what I said better than me, hey, you're on YouTube too. Hit go live on your channel and get people to come listen to you explain it the way you think it should be explained. Again, going back to minding your own fucking business. Everybody can't do it the way you want it done. Other people ain't gonna live relationships the way you think they should live them. You just make sure your shit is right. Choose the right one. Choose the right one, the one that's right for you. And you'll be able to get the one that's right for you when you know that from within. All right? Remember this, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect message is for those who are willing to pick up the game. My name is Dewan. I'm out. Oh, Craig Facts Live next Saturday. Get your tickets. Type in DeJuan in the coupon code. Where it says discount, type in my name. You won't get a discount, but still type in my name, DWANN. Craig Facts Live next Saturday, April 9th. Come see us live. You dig?